Hey there, folks. This is Rocky Red Panda here for PND Studios. It is Wednesday, which means it's time for another weekly food review. But before we get into that, I ask that you like and subscribe. That's right, if you haven't already done so, like and subscribe to my channel for more awesome videos. Now, there's a lot of you out there that have requested I do something in Washington County, Maryland. So I went ahead and I'm doing Washington County, Maryland. For this week's review, we're going to be looking at the House of Kobe Japanese restaurant located off the Golden Mile in Hagerstown, Maryland. But don't take my word for it, folks. Just watch this video.
So what did you order, George?
I got Tempura combo. It's a mixture of three.
So what'd you get, George?
Yes,
please.
Yeah.
So what'd you get, George?
I got the tempura combo. Everything here is really good. It's no, I got the teriyaki combo. Everything is really good. It's teriyaki sauce. It was boiling. You got the broccoli. You got the beef. You got the chicken, and then you got whatever this is, which is really good. So it's traditional Japanese.
And then what did I get, George?
We got the seafood combo.
Well, what's in it?
So you have your fish.
Yeah.
That's your sauce. That looks like scallops.
Probably shrimp or something.
Shrimp or
no, these are shrimp.
Yeah, that's your shrimp. That's tempura, and that's some sort of fish ball. So let's take a look at the House of Kobe Japanese restaurant located in Washington County, especially Hagerstown, Maryland. That's right, you guys want to Washington County? Ta-da! We got the House of Kobe. It's located on the Golden Mile in Hagerstown, Maryland, between cartridges galore and a fantastic Peruvian restaurant right down the road. And of course, you do have a hotel, two hotels in the middle. That one hotel is where we used to have 4-State Poppin' Comic-Con before they moved to Hagerstown Area Community College. But people that sold there always talked about House of Kobe. So I said, well, let's give it a try. I brought along my friend Josue, or I call him Pony. You've seen him on my channel before. So we checked this place out. When you first walk in, you have this fantastic atmosphere of this Japanese vibe. You have Japanese art on the walls, run by an Asian family. Of course, you have the guy in the back making sushi. And then in the very back, he had fantastic hibachi. Oh, I love hibachi. But what sets House of Kobe off between other places that I've been to is their menu. Most places you go to that's Japanese related will have tempura, will have udon noodles, ramen, will have tonkatsu chicken, rice dishes. They'll make sushi, miso soup, the stuff that you can find at any Japanese restaurant. But what sets House of Kobe apart is they have stuff on their menu that I have not seen outside of Japan. And for me, authenticity is key when I talk about Asian cuisine. I love my Asian cuisine. Being part Taiwanese, I love my Asian cuisine. So, I expect when I go visit my aunt in Tokyo, that kind of style of food here when I go to a Japanese restaurant. We sat down at the table. The first thing we got is tea. Do you want black or green? Of course, we went for the green tea. The green tea was exquisite. Most green teas that most Asian restaurants use come from, say, Household Fun, Asian restaurant, or the Asian supply company, or any course of Asian supply company. They'll supply like fortune cookies and different kinds of teas. So it's basically generic Asian tea. But their green tea was actually real green tea. It actually tastes like something that you would drink at a restaurant in Japan. Now that is really, really cool. So for the green tea, I'm going to give that green tea a 10 out of 10 because that was absolutely delicious. So we sat down, we ordered our food. We got the appetizers first. So let's talk about some of these lovely appetizers. The soup, the miso soup. This miso soup is traditional. You cannot mess up a miso soup. I'm more of a person that walks into a restaurant and thinks it's a yellow broth. It kind of reminds you of the kikumen miso soup that you can make by just adding hot water. That's what I thought most restaurants had because that's the kind of miso soup that you get. But when you went to the House of Kobe and I got the soup, I was absolutely amazed. It was more traditional and looked more authentic to what you can get in Japan. And my friend agreed. So when it comes down to the miso soup, we're going to give that a 10 out of 10. Add to the miso soup, we got the sushi. Boy, was that sushi. Looked delicious. Now, mind you, I'm not the best person to talk about sushi. So right in front of me, I do have from my friend, that's going to talk a little about sushi. He says sushi was as fresh as it could be, which was amazing because if you saw at the end of the video, you saw the bar. That was fresh sushi, my friend. That was fresh fish. And it was very, very delicious for what I tried and for what I liked. I actually had fried eel. I never had fried eel before, but I will have it again. It's good just to eat it with rice. I now am a fan of fried eel and, of course, whitefish. I absolutely love whitefish. So that was delicious. So for the sushi, for fresh as can be, me not being a sushi fan, I'm going to give that one a 9 out of 10. Now, we also got aged tofu. You can't go wrong with aged tofu, right? Lightly breaded, fried, aged tofu. It came with the sauce. My friend does not like tofu. It's an acquired taste, I understand. But me being Asian, I absolutely love my tofu. So for the tofu dish alone, I've had others but in other places, but there's something about this one. When I read in the ingredients of how they made it, they used dashi. I am a cook. I cook at home. One of the main ingredients I use when I make Japanese cooking is dashi, but I also use sake. So when I see the word dashi being used on the menu, that to me means and screams authentic. Now the tofu itself, it was absolutely delicious. I've seen them at other places, but they never mentioned the word dashi. So with that being said, I'll give that fried tofu a 10 out of 10. Now we're going to move on to the squid balls. Ooh. I'm not a fan of the squid balls, mind you. No, I was not expecting that. No. We're not gonna. No squid balls for me. I like squid. I used to if the deep fried calamari rings, but this is different. No squid balls for me. So, for my opinion, I'm gonna go with the squid balls. I'm gonna make that a 8 out of 10. I know that's just my rating, but it's a good. Other people may enjoy it, and maybe for them, but squid balls are just not my thing. Just not my thing. So now we're going to move on to the main dishes. I got the teriyaki dish, which was awesome. I love my teriyaki dish. It had all 3 different kinds of meat, chicken and beef, and a rolled up beef. It came sizzling hot. The flavor was just right and melts in your mouth. You can taste the flavor. It goes well with the rice. This is where you don't need to add extra soy sauce to give it more flavor. I just loved it. I thought the presentation, the taste, it was just wow. So I'm going to give that one a 9 out of 10. Now, when it comes to my friend's dish, this is what he says. My bento box was amazing. Seafood was fresh. I don't know what was in the salmon sauce, but it was to die for. I'll agree, that salmon sauce was delicious. he loved his bento box. Everything is fresh, cooked, straight to order. So for his bento box, seafood bento box, that's going to get a 10 out of 10. Now, overall, the whole experience, excellent experience. Not a usual place, but maybe twice a month. Now keep in mind, I did mention the prices are a little bit steep, but you can go in there and you can get a meal for less than $20. A rice bowl, maybe soup. But the most you can spend almost over $100 because of all the delicious food that they have. Now this is something that I wouldn't say go to all the time, maybe once or twice a month. You get a lot of food for the price, and it's really, really delicious food. And it's really traditional to what you would get, say, when you go back to Japan. So my overall review, what's the number? I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. Yes, 9 out of 10 for the House of Kobe Japanese restaurant in Hagerstown, Maryland. So if you're in for a fantastic place for wonderful Japanese food, you don't mind the price, you can maybe get something small, get something big, I would suggest trying out the House of Kobe Japanese restaurant in Hagerstown, Maryland. All the links and everything will be below. And as always, this is Rocky Red Panda, signing out for this week's food review. Make sure you like and subscribe for more awesome videos from P&D Studios. And until next week, good eats.